Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Doctor Who. Last time on Doctor Who we had Can You Hear Me? Good. So yes, the Doctor and the gang were split up for a little bit. The Doctor ended up going on her own to... Why is that flashing? Shut that... No, don't tell me that. Oh my god, I hate NordVPN with a burning passion. But I have to use it so I can watch friggin' Doctor Who. Because it's nowhere else. It's kind of on HBO Max, but it sucks on HBO Max. Have you guys ever noticed that Doctor Who on HBO Max looks awful? Like, the quality is not very good. It's weirdly, like, zoomed in a little bit, too. None of this is important. What the hell was I saying? The Doctor ended up in Aleppo. Things happened. She met gods, beat the gods. You know, standard Doctor Who stuff, I guess. Yeah, well, this entire intro has now just been ruined by NordVPN. No, most people are sponsored by NordVPN. I'm ruined by NordVPN, so... With that said, let's go ahead and get right into this episode of Doctor Who. Here we go. Cold open. Lake Geneva, 1816. Now, I want to say it's already a historical, but last time we started in Aleppo.
Find again. A most ungenial summer. I've never known air as dank and frigid.
This air is dank, yo.
Perhaps, Lord Byron or Dr. Polidori would read to us.
Lord Byron?
What would Miss Claremont wish
Didn't...
to hear?
We heard about a Lord Byron. Obviously, I should know the name. I don't. We'll just go ahead and say that.
Mrs. Shelley.
To make us dread to look around.
Miss Shelley.
To curdle the blood and quicken the beatings of the heart.
Mary Shelley.
I have just the thing.
I'm gonna bet you.
And inside we saw.
Is it the Doctor? Because she's gonna love this place.
There is nothing to be afraid of.
Oh, that's funny. It's just them. Wait, there was... It was a glass door. You couldn't just see through that?
Good evening. Not quite the welcome I was hoping for, but I'll admit we've looked better.
Duh.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintances. I'm...
Doesn't say anything. They're too smart.
Gale force winds and a super long walk. But I got us here, didn't I? And Mary, Wollstonecraft godwin, soon to be Shelley, screamed in your face. Quality historical experience, that.
Oh, shouldn't have...
On the night that inspired Frankenstein.
Hey.
You'd be so kind.
Blimey.
Excuse me,
This is a very spooky place.
About the rules.
Oh, jeez. Oh, we're gonna have a ghost story.
Blood and guts. Byron challenges Mary Polidori and Percy Shelley to come up with a ghost story. Spot the difference.
Yeah, they haven't done that.
Not much writing going on.
Well, maybe it's later.
Shelley. Bingo.
Oh.
They're a man down.
Okay, that is a problem.
Why?
Uh-oh. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, no. Graham, take a look at your surroundings. Oh. He's back. How did that happen?
What's his problem?
Oh. Paid Dr. Polidori no heed. He's bad-tempered because he does not sleep. He walks at night. A terrible affliction. Imagine. Never being able to truly rest.
Well, yeah, that...
Aware of what you want.
No wonder he's agitated.
Please reveal all. Nice mention of Ada, though. Big fan of hers.
You know of my daughter.
Will do. Gorgeous bride.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. We met her
Visits supposed
at the beginning of the season. That's amazing.
Vibe off your house.
I'm in rude health. Whatever you say, mate. Did I say choose, sir?
Sorry. He does this rather a lot.
Choose your weapon.
Oh, we're gonna have a duel?
He's challenging you to a duel.
Oh, no.
Oh, look, hey, look, I'm not here to fight anyone, alright? So everyone just calm down.
Fletcher, you will be my second. Will Mr. O'Brien be yours? No.
They go through this a lot.
No, I mean, what? No.
Whoa! No, he's not. Oh, God. Oh, I hate it. Kill it.
Think What's up?
Is it a hand? Yeah, it's a hand. It's a skeleton's hand. Oh! Nice shot.
Great shot.
Nuh.
From the battle, rats.
Oh.
His final remains.
So you just keep that.
One hand gone.
Both hands gone.
Where's the other one?
There's another on the loose. Like a death god rising from Hades.
Right. Nothing too sinister then.
Duh. Yeah.
You can ask him more questions when we get to the Shelley.
Uh-oh. Oh, they're gonna be stuck here.
Easier said than done, apparently.
Yeah. Jump out a window. Oh. Oh, no.
Polly? Polly? Can you hear me, son? Can you hear me?
Oh, that's a bit more than sleepwalking.
Well, they've gone now. And so's Polidori. I've lost him.
You had one job.
He's made more challenging by his ability to walk through walls.
Through.
We just
Through.
turned sort of zombie and went into one.
He walks in his sleep.
One does not sleepwalk through walls.
Not just through.
True.
Up. He was downstairs a second ago.
Good point.
What you said before.
Means he can travel
Back a
through the
bit.
house.
Sort of like a perception filter.
Huh.
Close your eyes. Clear your mind. We're only experiencing what it wants us to.
Manor's not even here.
William, my darling.
Whoa! Whoa. Morning.
What is it? I don't know.
It's sort of just
Return the slab.
Like a death god moving through time.
Oh. Well, if he's just a traveler. That's a Cyberman! Oh god!
It's a lone Cyberman.
Oh, I was not prepared for that! Aha! I have a door!
What is a Cyberman?
Someone altered.
Yeah.
Organs, flesh, surgically replaced with mechanical parts without consent.
Oh,
It
no
drives them
wonder she
insane,
came up
so
with
they like the
Frankenstein.
brain too sweet.
He's a little low on power. Yeah, he is. He's a little screwed up.
I fear I've lost my faculties entirely.
Ah!
Are you the Guardian?
No, sir. I am the felon.
Oh, yeah, so he's very screwed up.
Don't be afraid, little one.
Whoa.
You will be like us.
He talks different from the rest.
You're not as primitive as I expected,
You're not as cyborgy as I expected.
Yeah, you're a bit more talkative than normal.
but your vital signs betray a heightened state of anxiety.
Or as I like to call it, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Interesting look.
What happened? They get bored halfway through or something?
I am complete enough to serve my purpose.
Well, it's not killing her. Whoa!
You ever considered breast mint?
Duh.
Recharging, not good.
Oh, yeah, that is not a good.
The Siberian has selected another as host.
What's a Siberian?
I'll find it and remove it.
What are we talking here?
Yeah.
A life form? A weapon of some kind?
A life form and a weapon. Oh, hey. Shelley?
I'm sorry.
Hey, kiddo.
I'm trying to protect it.
Recon invader!
Whoop. Good job.
I fished it out to study it more closely.
Whoa.
But
But
then it took root within me.
Huh. Siberian, presumably.
I returned Hello? I was changed.
He was a
No one
ghost.
could see me.
There's a supercomputer fused to his cerebral cortex. He's the only one who knows how to get that out. Don't let the Cyberman have what it wants. I know, because armies will rise and billions will die.
Ah, you have to ignore the warning.
Shelley's only one life against all those others.
His thoughts, his words, inspire and influence thousands for centuries. If he dies now, who knows what damage that will have on future history?
Yeah.
One death, one ripple, and history will change in a blink.
That's
the future
true.
will not be the world you know. The world you came from, the world you were created in, won't exist, so neither will you.
That's
It's
true.
not just his... Yeah. Because sometimes this team structure isn't flat.
Oh, shit.
It's mountainous, with me at the summit, in the stratosphere, alone.
Oh, fuck.
Left to choose. Save the poet. Save the universe. Watch people burn now, or tomorrow. Sometimes, even I can't win.
I mean, it's basically, it will happen.
Please.
Who names? Are you several men?
No.
A composite of parts.
I am better than men.
Yet I still see a soul in there.
Yeah.
What do you think you see, child?
I see the man who spared my son.
That's true. There's still human left in there.
My name was Ashad. I did spare your son because he's a useless runt.
Uh-oh.
And weak, and I did have children. I slit their throats when they joined the resistance.
What? Oh, no.
So very sorry. What are you doing to him?
What is she doing? Oh!
It's leaving his body.
She didn't kill him.
I can't win.
We are inevitable.
Ugh.
Yes. You are.
Passing it back.
Giving it what it wants.
Thing Jack said not to do. Oh man, it's been day this whole time.
Pushed his mind to his future death. Tricked the Cyberman into letting go. Hoped his body would survive the trauma. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Hope you can forgive me.
Save Shelley, but what does that mean for the future?
It means I've put it in the gravest danger.
Please tell me that was part of the plan.
Yes,
Uh.
a last minute, imperfect, all I've got plan. Saving
Yeah.
Shelley was step one.
What's step two?
Fix the mess I created in step one.
Yeah.
You pursued Mrs. Doctor without a care for my presence,
Nuh.
belittled my thoughts and opinions, and then proceeded to use my person as a human shield.
Yeah, we all saw that.
And?
And the spell is broken, my lord.
Damn. Tuh. You fucked that one up, Byron.
Sorry about the sneak peek.
Nah.
Every moment will be precious.
Could you take that part out of his memory?
How can we repay you? Just don't lose hope.
Yeah. Keep doing that writing thing, if you like.
Think you've got a good story to tell now.
No, come on, Doc. This is where you jump in with a rational explanation. I mean, ghosts don't exist, right?
Unless they do.
What?
Oh. Now you're just messing with him.
The moon, their mistress, had expired before. The winds withered in the stagnant air, and the clouds perished. Darkness had no need of aid from them. She was the universe.
Oh. Oh boy, that was quite the episode right there. Whew. That was a good, we don't really do the 3-part finales anymore. We haven't done that for a long time, really. Because even, like the closest we'll get is sort of a 2-part finale, which wouldn't even get that last season. But this is more of a classic sort of, which this was more of a, this is a story that'll lead into a 2-part finale, basically, but still. That was good. That one was good. Got a little convoluted, I have to admit, but still good. Now, I guess it's not gonna work. I was gonna look at the cast real quick, so I'm gonna have to get out my laptop for that. What the hell, Steam? Nobody cares. Okay, never mind. I don't recognize any of them from anything. I guess I didn't look at the guy playing the Cyberman, Ashad, but oh well. Alrighty. Very, very fascinating episode, I must say. Now, part of it, I will say, does kind of get very convoluted. And part of it does get very convoluted, especially towards the end. But still, all in all, I'd say it's pretty solid. Now, I wouldn't say like it's as good as some of the other historicals we've had. So, how much have we had? Because this is technically this is a historical episode. So we've had Rosa, Demons, Witchfinder. What else was this season? I don't remember actually. My middle click on my mouse doesn't quite work. So, this will just take me a sec to... Where are my Doctor Who videos? I gotta scroll all the way down to the end of this playlist. Okay. So, and then we had Nikola Tesla. I guess that was it. And then this were the pure, not pure historicals, but the more general historicals. So, Rosa, Demons, Witchfinder, Tesla, and then this. I don't know if I would quite place this above the others. Maybe like, if we're gonna rank them, if you tried to rank them, I think that'd be a bit difficult. But for some of it, like, I might put this at a solid maybe 4th place of the 5 of them. I think I'd put Witchfinders in 5th place. Not that it's bad or anything. I just don't think it's as good as the others. I think this one might have been a little bit better, although maybe these are about the same. So yeah, it's not our greatest historical. Let's just say that. But I think part of that is because it does slightly get a bit more convoluted. The focus is sort of taken away from, Mary Shelley and Lord Byron and Dr. Polidori and all of them, instead of like something like, let's say, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, where it was more focused on Tesla, like, yes, there is an alien there, but it's more focused on Tesla. The same thing goes with Rosa or Demons, where this one, and I guess you could sort of say that about the Witchfinders as well. So maybe I would, and maybe part of the problem is that this isn't a singular story. All the other historicals are singular stories. This one obviously leads into the 2-part finale that we're going to be having. So, yeah. So, that's the thing. Is that it really is just sort of a, it's just a, maybe I would put it 4th or 5th place. But I still really like this. Still better than, some of the other episodes we get in this era. So, there's a lot of notes to talk about. There's a lot of notes that we can talk about. Some of these I'm going to just sort of, obviously I'm going to jump over because, the thing about when I take notes for Doctor Who, I take notes for Doctor Who differently than I take notes for any other show, basically, because every other show that I watch pretty much is a continuing story, you know? Like, pretty much, because even, like, maybe the closest to Doctor Who might be something like, this again might sound like a weird comparison, but maybe something like JoJo, because JoJo, right now, at least in Stardust Crusaders, is episodic, but it's still telling the overall story of the Crusaders going to Egypt and fighting Dio. Whereas this is, even though, yes, we do have the overarching kind of story, we know there's some sort of overarching story with the Master, the Fugitive Doctor, the Timeless Child, like, those things are there, but we're not really sure what is happening, like, what this overarching story is going to be. Like, you go over to JoJo, you know, end of Stardust Crusaders, we're fighting Dio. We're not really sure what we're getting in this season. Like, we're not really sure what's going to happen, you know? And so that's how I would sort of compare it. So when I take notes, I'm taking, notes because, every episode is very much a complete, beginning to end story. So I take notes where it's like, okay, well, what's this? But I'm not being told 3 episodes later. I'm being told now, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I didn't really, now I understand what this is, So, yeah, so probably, and of course, it's taken me 12 seasons to basically explain how I really take my notes for Doctor Who, I guess. But still, so yeah. So we'll probably be sort of jumping around. Even though I took a bunch of notes, we're probably not going to discuss all of them in depth, So the first thing I wrote down is Lord Byron and Mary Shelley and all that. Great location, great place to go for a historical. I do really like that. And, as soon as I heard, it's like, okay, Lord Byron and Mary Shelley, I was like, oh yeah, Mary Shelley. And I know, I will admit, obviously, this is sort of the theme when we do these historicals, is that Alex doesn't actually know history, despite the fact that he has a history degree, and NordVPN is lit up, so time to update. Go jump off a cliff, NordVPN. I can't even deal with you, man. I've never told anything to go jump off a cliff, let alone a VPN service. Anyway. So, good setting. And again, yes, I know I have said I do have a bachelor's degree in history. But if you ask me, hey, what's this or this, who is this person and this person, I probably wouldn't be able to really tell you off the top of my head. Now, if Dad were here, Dad would be able to tell you all about Lord Byron and Mary Shelley and everything. Now, what I do know off the top of my head is the competition that they had, which is what the Doctor wanted to go see, was the competition where Mary Shelley was challenged to write this novel, basically, and she wrote Frankenstein. So I do know some of that, and then also, what I was also thinking when there's like, oh, it's Lord Byron, and I was like, well, wait, we met someone related to Lord Byron earlier, didn't we? And then finally, I remembered it that at the beginning of the season during Spyfall, we did meet his daughter Ada, which was pretty cool. My leg itches, I'm sorry. Hope this doesn't look like I'm scratching my ass or anything. I'm scratching my leg. For some reason it itches, but I'm wearing jeans and I can't... Anyway, so great location. I mean, it kind of just like with the setting and everything did sort of remind me of. It did sort of remind me of. Oh, what the hell was it called? Oh, what the hell was that episode? It's the episode with Charles Dickens, the 3rd episode of New Who. What is it called? Oh, why can't I? Oh, now it's gonna drive me crazy if I don't remember it. So it was Rose, and then End of the World, and then, damn it! Why can't I think of this? Why can't I? Okay, screw it. I gotta just look it up. I can't friggin' just sit here and try to remember. I'm gonna remember it at the last second. That's always what happens. Okay, Doctor Who, Last Chance. Nope. The Unquiet Dead. That was it. Man, I really liked that episode, too. The Unquiet Dead. I was thinking of ghosts or something. Which, I mean, ghosts are technically in that, but still. So, the setting definitely reminded me of that. And then the whole thing of, some of the most enlightened minds, and then they go in and they're just playing some dumb game or something. I don't know what exactly I'm thinking of for that. But I remember there was something else like that, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Where like they go in to meet a historical figure, but then nothing really happened. Like it's not the great meeting that the Doctor was hoping for. So I don't know why I can't think of that. But yeah, so great setting all around. A good use of the haunted mansion, or I suppose it's a haunted villa. So that was pretty interesting. I like the use of what was it, Dr. Polidori. That was very clever. Where because he actually isn't the most useful to the story, like per se, but I like how that's how they find out that the entire house is an illusion, because he's walking through the walls, because he's just walking, he's just sleepwalking, so he can't see the illusion. That was very, very clever. I also like how they say, he's, why is he, so wound up? It's like, well, he can't sleep. He's literally going insane because he can't sleep. And apparently they just are, this guy gets into duels so often, and he almost dueled Ryan. So, and I like how he says, Fletcher, that was it. Fletcher, you will be my second. He's like, ugh. Like, yeah, clearly this happens a lot, So that was funny. So they had the whole thing with the hands, the skeleton hands that were coming to life. Now, did they say exactly why that was happening? I don't fully remember why exactly that was happening. I must have just missed that part. But yeah, I don't fully remember what the explanation was for why that was happening. But still, very, creepy thing to put in here. But the whole thing with the illusion was very, very clever. That's why they keep, going through the wrong places, and all of that is the Cyberium. It's the Cyberium trying to keep Ashad away. And, when they show... now when they first showed the figure, trying to get in, at the lake, I immediately thought of the Kasavan, but it wasn't that. So when a Cyberman just shows up, that was one of those, like, legit, like, oh my god moments. Like, that's a Cyberman. I was not expecting that here, So, yeah, that was a really good twist. I wasn't expecting that. And it is the Lone Cyberman. So yeah, I like how, I like the design of it, because, they say it's like, he was converted enough to do what he needed to do, Like, it makes me think that we're not going to see Ashad again, because he's already pretty much fulfilled his purpose. He got the Cyberium. Although, I guess he might, he might still need to then go remake the Cyber Army. So there is that, at least. But I like that he was only converted enough to... he was only converted enough to get the job done and get the Cyberium. That was very interesting, and it made for such an interesting design. Because if you just had a Cyberman there, that's fine, that's all good. But because, you can see the person in there, you can see some of the humanity that might be left over, you can see... some of it you can see that's like, yeah, all these like different parts sort of sewn together. Brilliant way of basically explaining why Mary Shelley came up with the idea of Frankenstein. Like, and I like how she says, like, you, this modern Prometheus, like that is so clever. Because, it's not really something you need to do, but it's one of those moments like, maybe slight spoilers for classic Doctor Who, but the first thing I always think of when it's like, oh, the Doctor accidentally caused history, the first thing I think of is the Romans in that serial, where, you know, it's like, oh, the Doctor accidentally inspired Nero to burn down Rome. And then he's like, oh, I guess I did do that. That's not good. Oops. Oh, well. So that is sort of the same thing here, where now this is not necessarily the Doctor's fault, but I like that this sort of situation that, you know, with the Doctor involved sort of caused that. It makes me want to read Do I have Frankenstein? I don't know if I have I might. I have Phantom of the Opera. I don't know if I have Hold on, one sec. No, I don't. Okay. For some reason, I thought I had bought Frankenstein, but I was thinking of Phantom of the Opera. I have the Phantom of the Opera novel, but that's of no use to us right now. So, oh well. Actually, though, interesting thing, I actually did react to Frankenstein, the Universal movie from 1931, I think. So I reacted to that a couple years ago, actually. So yeah, maybe I'll put that in the end screen or something if you guys want to go check that out. It was a really fun reaction. I'm sure, obviously, the book is probably different from the movie, but still. So yeah, that whole thing, just, you know, making it to where Ashad sort of inspires these ideas in Mary Shelley to write Frankenstein is very clever. And obviously, you know, you sit here and think, well, you know, it's very different from the story we know of, you know, they had this competition and she wrote Frankenstein and, you know, it took off, basically. It is very different, but it's good in Doctor Who continuity. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I've said this before, but I'm pretty sure you guys have confirmed it, but I can never remember. So you guys are going to have to confirm this for me again. I could have sworn that one of the Eighth Doctor's companions was Mary Shelley. Am I insane? And I know I ask this like every time, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. So yeah. And I was going to say hasn't the Eighth Doctor gone by Lord Byron, but I think I'm thinking of... in one of the audios where there were like multiple doctors, I think it was Ace that called the Eighth Doctor Lord Byron. So yeah, I think that was it. But I don't know. I've only seen the only Eighth Doctor audio. Have I only listened to one where it's just the Eighth Doctor, and that was with his companion there was Charlie. So I've always meant to go back and listen to more of those, but well, I haven't. So, anyway. We also got the whole thing, with the elements, which was interesting, that, you know, again, you know, he was converted enough and given enough power to complete his mission. But part of that is manipulation of the elements to create this storm in order to, you know, break the security system and get in and obtain the Cyberium, which was interesting. And the Cyberium was being housed inside Percy Shelley, which was interesting. So that was very interesting. And the whole conversation with, do we sacrifice him was interesting. And I'm glad, you know, obviously they didn't end up going that route, because that would change history, and, you know, the Doctor was able just to cheese it a bit. But yeah, that whole thing was interesting, and I like how... You know what? I did actually like when the Doctor put her foot down, you know? And it's like, look, I know, you know, we say this team structure is flat. Sometimes, though, it's not flat. Sometimes it is a mountain, and I am at the top of the summit in the stratosphere because I'm in charge. Like, that was a really good moment. You know, we don't really get moments like that with the 13th Doctor, you know, where she, you know, comes out and there's like an explosion behind her and she's like, I'm the Doctor from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Castorberus. Like, we don't get those huge, you know, fuck you, I'm the Doctor sort of moments. But that was a good moment of, you know, her putting her foot down, like, hey, let's get one thing clear. I'm in charge. I know I treat you guys well, But at the end of the day, I'm in charge, and I am not changing history like this. Because this was a very vulnerable moment in history where history could have changed. And it is interesting because you think like, well, do we sacrifice so many people in the future, or do we do it right now? Because it's essentially the same. It's like, look, yes, people will die if he gives over the Cyberium, but at the same time, people won't live if he dies now, So that was an interesting sort of conversation, and the hope is that, well, let's save as many lives as we can right now by letting Percy Shelley live. And then let's save as many lives as we can, sort of a one thing at a time. The first thing to do is to save Percy Shelley and the lives he will influence. Then let's try to work on the people that Ashad will, raise an army against. That's essentially what the Doctor is saying, which it is a very difficult situation. She even said, look, there are some times where I can't win. It is possible that she won't be able to save all those people from the new cyber army. But if she can save some people, she will, Which we've had that for a while now. Like that was a lot of that was also very prominent in the 12th Doctor's character arc, basically over his era. It's like, if you can save some, you should. You are the Doctor and you save people. That was the whole thing in The Girl Who Died, So that's the thing, is that she can save Percy Shelley and, people like, Ryan and Yaz and Graham, who maybe their lives would be completely changed or maybe not even happen if Percy Shelley died. So do what you can now, then see what you can do next. So I like that. I did really like that. And then we had the whole thing. I did like the little moment between Mary Shelley and Ashad, which was very interesting. Her sort of analyzing him and saying like, I saw the man who spared my son, but in the end that didn't really work. It was clear his humanity was gone. Not necessarily by cyber programming or conditioning or any sort of inhibitor chips or anything, but it was gone basically of his own free will, So that was all very interesting. I mean, Ashad is just a very fascinating character for the Cybermen. Like, he is a Cyberman. He does have a lot of the characteristics of a Cyberman, but he's not a full Cyberman despite that, So it's just a very, very interesting thing with him, and I hope we do get more of him in, the next couple episodes. So yeah, he's a very interesting villain, definitely. So yeah, and then so our plan, step 1, save Percy Shelley, which did work. It's interesting that it's like, she basically pushed his mind to his future death, which now he knows how he's going to die, basically. But it was enough to trick the Cyberium, and then she brought him back. Because at first I was like, she's not actually just killing him right here. But it's sort of like, when they do that like on a show like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. Or they've done that like on Arrow or something. I need to watch newer shows. But they'll do that where it's like, they'll take something and it slows the heartbeat to a crawl. And then that basically tricks anyone into thinking they're dead, So it was basically that. So that was step 1. Step 2 is try to figure out how to stop Ashad and the new cyber army that's going to come about. Maybe we need to go get Jack, and Jack will be like, damn it, I told you. But still. So yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see, though. Definitely good setup for our upcoming finale. We've got 3 episodes left. 2 for we've got 2 more episodes of this season for the finale, and then obviously we do have the last special, and then that'll be that. So we're almost there, folks. We're almost there. I know I did have to take that week between episodes 6 and 7. Actually, it's been about 2 weeks for me. I took the break between episodes 7 and 8. But the break for you guys was between 6 and 7. It's a whole convoluted thing, don't ask. But basically, we're almost there. We are almost there. So yeah, that is basically that. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Doctor Who reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon, you can follow me on social media, links below in the description. Also, on screen, there should be a link to that Frankenstein reaction if you want to go check that out. See you guys later.